It's the last apple in the basket. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the one. Mm-hmm. It's official. Last day of the year. I hope you're all hoping you're all gonna do something fun tonight, or not, or whatever, as long as you're happy. As I've said in other videos, I don't party anymore, really. So I'm not going out to party. I don't have a gig, but usually, New Year's Eve usually meant either I was going to be drinking a lot, because that's what I did anyway, or I was going to be working a gig, playing a show. I played some doozies on New Year's Eve, man. New Year's Eve shows, I gotta say, as a musician, strictly as a professional, they're usually pretty fucking bomb gigs. Because, as I said in a previous video, the whole crowd wants to be there. They've usually paid a fair bit of money to get in, if you're in a larger city anyway. They all want to see you. It's not like your typical bar crowd of half and half, and it's usually a good crowd. Everybody's ripping it up, having a good time, and then you play your show. I usually run out the back door. Yeah, it's all good. But I'm trying to remember something better. I've told you all a couple times about the first New Year's Eve gig that Sober Hearts played with the Sadies in Toronto, where I got all coked up and ripped on Greg Keeler about how middle of the road Blue Rodeo is. That was a fun night, I guess. It kept me from... It destroyed my friendship with Greg, but that's okay. It's all right. People will do what they do. I'm not perfect. But yeah, some other memorable gigs I played on New Year's Eve. Funny thing about New Year's Eve, too, is when you do that countdown, the fucking midnight countdown, 9 times out of 10 when you're watching a band play on stage, the countdown doesn't happen at midnight. The band's playing a song, usually when the clock strikes 12. So they'll be keeping an eye on it, though. And I've played lots of gigs where 10 to midnight or 10 after midnight, no one's fucking paying attention. They're all drunk and watching the band. And the band will just say, okay, we're going to count down the new year now. And everyone's into it, and it's like a big fucking hullabaloo. And yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7, fucking. But usually it's not at midnight. That's okay. Doesn't fucking matter. It's just another fucking day. Yeah, I played some cool New Year's Eve gigs. Jack and Sanatorium played New Year's Eve once. If I'm remembering this correctly, we played once New Year's Eve at the old Hot Belly Mamas. where it all began with that band for us. And now it was a crazy gig. This venue was very small. It was very small, like a restaurant with a capacity of 30 or 40 people. And, it was a small room. It was easy to pack it out, right? And, cocaine was really big flying around town at the time. And a lot of people were doing coke. And it was a crazy night, drunken crazy night. We were a drunken crazy band. And someone called the cops. And now this restaurant, like seriously, it's like the size of my studio times 3 maybe. Like it's just fucking, it is a corner of the road restaurant, And 8 cruisers came in and raided the place, shut us down, kicked our amplifiers over, and one of the guitar players in the band, he was pretty half-cocked, and he picked up his guitar like a baseball bat. I'm gonna clock this cop in the fucking head with his fucking Flying V, Epiphone Flying V or whatever the fuck it was. Fucking cactus cop. That's when reason kicked in with me, as fucked up as I was, and I fucking just bear hugged him to keep him, because he'd probably still be in the joint if he did that, man. He would have definitely done some time. We can't be having that. That was a pretty crazy gig. 8 cruisers. And cruisers don't come to nothing in Peterborough. Other New Year's Eve gigs. We played some cool ones. Like the Silver Hearts played a lot of New Year's Eve gigs in Toronto. A lot of them at bars that I used to go see bands play at. Like the Rivoli. We played one New Year's Eve at the Rivoli. And on Queen Street there. And I used to spend almost every weekend either at the Rivoli or the Siboney Club watching punk bands play. And I love that venue. I still love that venue. And yeah, we played a few times there. I think we played with Leanie Mandel at least once there on New Year's Eve. Always crazy debauch nights. Like, I remember we stayed in this little fucking budget hotel that night. One of the it was after the first big gig night in Toronto, the first big Sadie's gig in 1999, 2000 kind of thing. We stayed in this fucking hotel in Toronto. Just like a little traveler's suite hotel. It was like just cheap. Our manager was fucking my ex-wife. Our ex-manager, my ex-wife too, was our fucking best manager ever. And she would seek out stuff like this for us, like cheap accommodation and shit like that. So we stayed in this like businessman's kind of suite. Super cheap dive hotel in Toronto. And it's like you go in and the place is packed and fucking people, everybody's partying. It's just like a fucking a whole hotel is a big party. And, guys and girls are calling out, hey, baby, you're pretty cute. Come up to room, blah, blah, blah. My room number's blah. It's just like crazy fucking drugs and sex and fucking woo. Yeah. Lots of craziness. New Year's Eve gigs. Played a lot in town. The best New Year's Eve gig I ever played in town was with Joe Buck at a house party at the Joe Buck house where we practiced down in the basement. And the gig at the stroke of midnight is when we started the gig. And we started playing. I think our gig lasted probably 20 seconds. Because we were a crazy band. We used to smash our guitars into each other and fight on stage. And there was blood and fire and fucking mayhem at every Joe Buck gig. And we just plugged in, smashed all our guitars basically. I played bass. I broke my P bass in half. It wasn't even mine. I broke my bass right in half. Gig was over. More time for drinking is what it was at the time. But I'm glad I'm sober now. You know, I'm glad I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and be hungover. Tomorrow's going to be actually kind of a crazy day for me. But yeah, I'm glad I don't live that life anymore. I wish I had a gig, I gotta say, but whatever. Professionally speaking, New Year's Eve gigs always paid well too. But whatever. But whatever you're doing, I hope you're safe. Don't overdose. Don't fucking poison yourself with alcohol. Don't end up in the hospital. It's just another night. Don't fuck it up. Don't get in a fight, you know. It's a volatile night. It's a volatile night in town here in small town Peterborough, you know. Just be safe, be good, whatever you're doing. If you're a guy and you're eyeing that cute girl at the end of the bar at last call who's looking alone and nervous or whatever, you should probably just leave her alone, you know. It's just such a shitty night for shitty things to happen, you know. But that's just one man's opinion. But I think my opinion's pretty fucking solid because I've seen a lot of shit on New Year's Eve. And well, I'm getting on in my years now. You know, back in Oakville, fuck, the craziest New Year's we ever did. We smoked hash we were fucking 14. We smoked hash for 12 hours and drank beer for about the same. Homemade Slovakian potato wine my buddies would make. My buddy's dad would make stuff like that. I went to a party. That was one of those parties where we were running out of the house and running right over the cop cruiser, you know, to get away. And so it was like 50 kids and only 2 cops kind of thing. If I ever in mayhem, running and trampling this cop car, it was crazy times, fun times. Years, decades ago. Now New Year's Eve means I'm probably going to be asleep by fucking 10. But whatever. I hope you're all getting well. I have the gospel show ready. I did it last night at 2 a.m. I'm going to throw it up right after I throw up this one. I just did I think it's an old Mississippi Fred McDowell song. I can't play guitar like Mississippi Fred McDowell, but the feeling is there. But anyhow, this video is coming to a close. I'm really fucking yakking. So I hope you're all having a good day. Gonna have a good day. Gonna have a good night. Be safe. Be well. Stay free. Stay out of jail. Stay out of fights. Stay out of fucking strangers' beds. Be good. Be well. And I'll see you all later next year.